Hi, this is James Parkin, and today I want to go over creating a gradient over the top of an image, as in this example on this ebook cover that I created. And I'm going to be doing that in Inkscape. So firstly I'm going to go over to Inkscape, and you can see here I have an ebook cover with the photo in place. The image is actually placed between two white layers, one over the top of it, which I've set the opacity to 50% so that you can actually see the image through the layer, and we're going to use this layer as the gradient. So to do that, we're going to have the white layer unlocked. So the opacity of this layer is 50% currently. If I wanted to, I could make it 100%, and you'll be able to see only the layer and the image underneath it. So I'm going to drop it back down to 50% for now. So to create a gradient in Inkscape, what we first want to do is make sure our layer is selected, and then select the object. And this is the white object, which you can see if I increase the gradient up to 95%. This is the object I've now had selected, and we're going to use that object as the gradient. Next, we want to go down to fill, and we're going to select, in this instance I'm going to use a vertical gradient, and I'll show you how you can take a horizontal gradient, which is what this will be, to a vertical gradient. So we select linear gradient as our option, and you can see that we now have a slight gradient running left to right here on this image. And what I'm going to do is boost the opacity again so that we can see that fully. In fact, we can make it 100% here. And you can see now we have white along the left hand edge, and it gradually becomes a picture to the right hand edge. Now what I want to do is transform this into a vertical gradient, and to do that what we are going to do is again select edit on the gradient that we've added, and you'll see you've got this blue line with these two, a square at one end and a circle at the other. I'm going to grab the square and I'm going to drag it up to the top of the page, and then I'm going to drag the circle and I'm going to drag that in a straight line but somewhere along the image. You can see that as I move the circle up and down, the limit of the gradient is controlled. So I'm going to put it around there. Now in my first image that I showed, I have a very strong top part, the very bold white layer here, and that is done using the gradient tool by adding a stop. So to insert a new stop, what we're going to do is, you see you've got this button, insert new stop here. I'm going to click that, kind of got a tool, stop tool. We double click the line there, and that's now added another stop point for us along this main gradient line. So now we've got this stop point along this line. What we can do is select it, and you see you've got your multiple stops here in this menu. This stop at the bottom is the lower stops. You see the blue dot is highlighted, and if I select the middle stop, you can see that the little diamond is now highlighted. And here in the fill and stroke panel, you can see that the opacity is currently 53%. What I want to do is boost that opacity up close to 100%, and now you can see, and you can adjust where you want this bold white line to go, but you can see that this area at the top of the image is now a solid white, which means that the text we have as the title of the ebook stands out more. And then a second gradient starts into the second half of the image along this gradient line. And that's everything for this video. Thank you for watching.